when you're in Mexico, you've got two options. One, Chris, who is our main kind of director of operations in Costa Rica, he is happy to sort out a fully guided experience in Costa Rica for those 11, in Mexico for those 11 nights, going to an area that he likes and recommends from a kind of cultural, interesting place called San Miguel, yes, after the beer. But that we would have to, he said, budget about $1,500 for the 11 nights all inclusive. So that would include accommodation, the transport, food, blah, blah, blah.
And would that run straight after the 4 weeks?
Yes. Yeah. But I know from experience that, and we've done this before from Kenya, I did a full guided trip for everybody to go to Egypt. And I know that when you get out to Costa Rica, all of you as a group really become a tight team. You really become much more confident when it comes to independent travel. And for example, out of the 20 Kenyans, only 5 wanted only 4 wanted the guided trip. Everybody else wanted to do their own thing and to experience. So what we did through Trailfinders is we sorted them out a hotel in the Red Sea, and they wanted that moment of independence. So we guided it, but there wasn't a kind of man on the ground to steer. So if that was an option, and the girls in the office this afternoon are busy putting it together, they are talking to lots of the gap year students who've done the Mexico experience, and they're writing up their to-do list, their, what not to do, where to go, I would feel confident in you saying, okay, we're going to go to Cancun, we're going to check into this hotel for 11 nights, and if you all did it together, it could be much, much cheaper. We're talking probably you'd have to budget $30 a day for that type of experience.
Millie, sorry. If they ended up doing that, then are you suggesting they'd fly back to Costa Rica and just have the Lufthansa flight redated and just transit through Costa Rica at that stage? Or are you not even allowed to transit through?
Can't transit through.
Okay.
So basically you have to leave Costa Rica and spend 11 nights in another place before you can then exit the UK to negate the red list entry rules.
Okay, so the transit thing doesn't work at all.
Yeah, you can't even transit through a red list anymore.
Okay.
So would they need to buy new? Well, you'd be able to change the flights and go from Mexico to London at that point. Then would you, without any additional costs? Or
there are. I put in the email, and I can't look at it right now, but in the email yesterday. With Lufthansa, I think, actually, hold on, let me just look here in my notes.
Yeah, it was just 50 quid or something.
It's 50 quid plus difference in fare and tax.
Okay, yeah, fine. All right, I understand. Thanks.
Yeah, and then when you get to Mexico, this is why I clearly I don't want anybody to make any decisions today, and, don't make any flight changes over the weekend until we can kind of regroup with what the general feeling is, because that flight to come out of Mexico, to reroute and redate your flight out of Mexico, you've got 2 choices, Mexico City or Cancun. And then you fly from Costa Rica to either Mexico City or Cancun. And it's too early to decide that, and I would like everybody to do it together. So one of the suggestions, but it might be too loose for some people, is that actually you don't make the change until closer to the time. So you go out next Saturday, knowing that you're not coming back on that return flight and that you're going to have to re-script it, but you don't script it until the second week into the 4-week program, when you've all met each other, you've all had time to discuss it, you've all had time to discuss with Chris what the options are. We've all getting a feeling if anything weird's going to happen with Mexico, and that we change things closer to the point required.
Millie, if Max kept his return flight, went back to Frankfurt, could he then fly from Frankfurt to Spain, for example? I mean, I suppose it depends on Germany's requirements from Costa Rica.
That I will.
I'm thinking of saving the cost of that flight from Costa Rica to. We've actually got a house in Spain, so it might work for us.
Okay, that would work. Great. Would you like 30 leafers to come and stay in your house in Spain? That would really solve everyone's problems.
Very reasonable rates.
Can I get back to you on that answer?
No, that's fine.
Because actually, that's another simple solution.
But it depends on Germany's attitude, doesn't it?
It depends on Germany's attitude.
You're out in Germany and they have a sort of red list situation, then
yeah.
You're in a
I know you can't enter Germany, so we would have to completely rechange the ticket. But if we can reroute from Mexico, I can't see. I will email you the answer this afternoon, team, with that one.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thanks, Millie. I need to go, but that's it.
Okay. Okay.
So, can I just ask, you're talking about going into Spain. So Spain at the moment don't have a compulsory quarantine. So if they then did get a flight from Costa Rica to Spain, they wouldn't have to quarantine in Spain. We could just find a hotel, find a place, stay in Spain, and then just fly home.
Correct.
But just, again, just flying in with a negative test. Testing before they fly, flying into Spain, and then flying back from Spain. The only thing I'm thinking is, weighing up the odds, that I think there's more chance of Mexico being put on a red list than Spain is, for example. So I'm wondering, would we end up going down the route of Mexico and then finding ourselves back to square one and then having to extend it again? I'm just thinking, do we just go straight to Spain and, cutting out that risk of Mexico potentially going on the red list as well?
Yes. And that is a good thing that is a good idea. And I will find out about that. The Spain we had it confirmed this morning from the Trailfinders team. So I will just get back about the Lufthansa flight, because that would seem incredibly practical. Yeah.
Millie,
and actually, yeah.
No, go on. You finish.
No, I'm just thinking about changing the Lufthansa flight. Can't wait to get the answer.
Could I then just ask you? You said nothing much had changed in Costa Rica, but the cases are going up, aren't they?
No, the cases are coming down.
Are they?
They've had their peak and now they're coming back down again.
So you just think this is an excess of caution by the government here to put it on the red list?
Yes. When it comes to this is I mean, we all have our views on the red list. What we have to take as a company is we kind of look at, are we putting these kids at risk when it comes to COVID? No, we have operated for the last 6 months in Costa Rica, and the threat of them getting COVID is absolutely minimal. They only, if they do get COVID in Costa Rica, they are completely asymptomatic and nobody knows they've even got it. So I'm not worried about it from that. From a managing it point of view, there is, yes, we do have to operate these tight bubbles, but that, it actually enhances the team experience because you're looking in and you're not looking out. They do have curfews in Costa Rica at the moment from 10 at night to 9 at night, 9 to 5 in the morning, where everybody has to be back in camp. So it's much more of a camp looking in experience as opposed to looking out and illegal beach parties on the beach, which was causing us headaches back in March. So it's a much calmer experience. Nicer experience in my eyes.
Thank you.
Okay, so I just really do appreciate that there is so much for you all to take in, and I really appreciate that, God, you've all looked forward to this for so long, and it's like a slap across the face, isn't it? I'm just like, oh, so frustrating. So I just want you to know that the program, as you bought, is still happening, and anybody is welcome. The more the merrier to make it happen, and we will deal with those logistics. And I just understand that it is not an easy decision to make. So I don't want you to make, I just want you to sit on it and think about it over the weekend.
Millie, what's your view on staying in Costa Rica after the month with you and Chris?
Oh, a lot of people are doing that. So for an example of our adventure and rewilding and scuba team who are there right now. So when we sent them the email yesterday, we thought, oh my God, there's going to be panic. And they all just turned around and said, no, we're not going to rush back. We're just going to see what happens. We're going to spend our 2 months or whatever long in Costa Rica. Nothing's changed in Costa Rica. Absolutely nothing. And everything, you know, is open apart from 9 to 5. Everybody is welcome. The attitudes are there. You know, it's a lovely place to be. And then they're all going to go on to Mexico and then fly home, or not. They're just going to take the view when they come home, what their options are closer to the time. But, you know, what I found interesting about that, and talking to a couple of the parents this morning, is that had this happened where you're sitting, they might not have made that same decisions, because I know a lot of you are going out to Costa Rica as individuals and you don't know anybody yet. And you're thinking, oh my God, going on to Mexico with a group of, you know, I don't know. Is this by myself? Is this with other people? Who are these other people? But you just have to trust me that most people in a elite group carry on traveling together afterwards. That just naturally happens. So, you know, if you were going to think, okay, I'm not going to make a decision now, I'm going to go to Costa Rica, and in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to change that return flight by X, Y, or Z and see what my fellow teammates are like, you will be fine. I know you will.
Sorry, Millie, did you say 9 in the evening until 5 in the morning?
Sorry, Marcelo. Yes, 9 till 5.
Is that when the places close, like the venues close and stuff?
Correct.
Okay, that's fine then. That's perfect.
Yeah. So, Marcelo, you're going to be tucked up in bed by 9 o'clock.
Every night, don't worry.
Millie, can I just clarify, when you talked about your team putting together a sort of an independent travel sort of guide, so that would be suggestions for where to go and where to stay and the places to avoid, that sort of thing?
Correct. And we're doing that now. So that would could be ready at the end of today. Girls, do you think it's going to be ready at the end of today or Monday? They're aiming for today to get that out. So, you know, and don't take it as gospel, because it's just going to give you a flavor, you know, of these ideas. And Chris, clearly, if you all got out there and you said to him, Jesus, no, or next week, no, I'm not going to Mexico. The only way I'm going to do this is if Chris or a member of Chris's team escorts us to Mexico, then, you know, Chris, over the weekend, he will be putting his itinerary together. Or we might decide, because I need to discuss with Chris, is that if you all want to go independently backpacking and you want to just go you know, to Cancun and sit at a hotel, but you wanted a guide, then maybe when we've worked it out, we'll just cost out the cost of a guide, and then you divide it up per person, and, you know, they just escort you on that basis.
That's great. Thank you. That's lots of options. Thank you.
So where to now? Okay, what to do now? We're going to send you that guide, hopefully. I'm going to find out the answer about the Lufthansa changing that from Costa Rica via Spain. I'll send you that before the end of the day. And then I want you to sit tight and think about it this weekend. And then on Monday, just call in and let us know what you're thinking. And if we could get a kind of an idea of what everyone's thinking on Monday, then we could translate that amongst you all to say, this is what's happening. All I know is to date, we've got 10 people who are still going. So there are 10 people who have already said to us, yes, we're going, we'll go with the flow, we'll go to Mexico, we'll do whatever is required, and we won't make any changes until week 2. So the team as it stands is 10 people.
Millie, does that include the people on this call, or is that 10 other people? I mean, are we all the undecideds who are on this call?
No, I don't know, because I haven't, they've printed this out. I mean, seriously, I need a magnifying glass to read it. We've got, yes, pretty much you guys are still undecided.
Okay.
So if we want to tell you that we definitely want to go, do we email you?
You can tell me now, Marcelo, if you know.
Yeah, I'm definitely going.
Are you a goer? Well, there we
I'm
go.
definitely
Even though it's 9 to 5, tucked up in bed.
Yeah, that's not a problem for me.
Yeah, I'm still definitely going to go.
Who's going to go?
Yeah, and Millie, Sam.
Where?
Is Max down?
Is that you, Pam, saying yes?
Yeah, Sam, despite his mother's reservation, Sam is still going.
Okay, so that is...
Max, are you going?
Yeah, I'm still going.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to tick you off now. Can we do this slowly, please? If you could see what Zoe's printed off. I mean, look at the size of that text. Jesus. Okay, so is that Samuel Franks?
No, Sam is Sam Holden.
Sam Holden. Samuel Holden, got him. Okay, you've got a tick. Who else?
Me. I'm still definitely going to go.
Okay, is that Holly?
Yeah, Holly Baker.
Holly Baker, welcome to Costa Rica.
Thank you. I am as well.
Okay, and is that
Katie?
Katie
Fort.
Catherine. Okay, I've got you as Catherine.
Or Catherine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Max, and I'm still going.
Max, you're still going. Well, is that Max Feather?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still going, Millie.
Is that Marcelo?
Yeah, that's Marcelo.
I know you're still going. You've got a big tick.
Yeah, thank you.
Ben?
I'm still having to check my parents.
Okay. Katrina?
Really, Ben?
Yeah, I'm still undecided as well.
Okay, that's fine. Daniela?
I think that's my mum. I think that's my mum and mum.
Okay.
I have to go though.
Okay.
I have to go.
You're not allowed. Grace?
I still want to go.
Is that a yes, or do you need to talk to family?
No, it's a yes.
It's a yes. Sounds like a game, this, doesn't it? Okay. Is that everyone? Madeline?
I'm still a definite yes.
Okay. Oh, yes, you'd already told me. I was emailing you this morning. Okay.
And Esther's still a yes as well, my daughter. So.
What is your daughter called again? Sorry.
Esther Bodman.
Got her.
Yeah.
Yeah, got her. Okay. Well, that's really exciting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Who'd have thought it? I didn't think that was going to happen. Well, I think you're all very intrepid, and we will look after you every step of the way.
So, Millie, sorry, can I ask a couple of final questions?
Yes, Pam?
That Sam is at work, so I'm sorry he's not able to join. The first one is, if they stay in Costa Rica, is it quite easy to extend the INS insurance while they're thing, or do we have to start all over and, you know, do it again?
The easiest way is to start all over again and just to buy another policy to fit the new block of time.
Okay. But the battle face one is easy to extend, and that will be applicable no matter where they go.
Correct. You might have to ring up and when you extend it to say, now we're going to add on Mexico or Spain, and that's easy peasy.
Okay. And then my final question is regarding the States. I mean, it just looks to me like that's a bit hard to do if they want to go to America, because if they're not vaccinated, which I'm sure most of these kids are not, they're going to have to quarantine there.
Yeah, it's a bore. It is a bore. 2 weeks ago, it was easy. Now it's boring, because if you're not vaccinated, you've got to spend 7 nights in quarantine, just in a hotel. You know, it's not a government quarantine. It's just, or a home or somewhere, and then get more passes. It's one I wouldn't do.
Yeah. Okay. That's kind of what I thought from reading your note. Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Millie, just to ask, how many people are definitely going? Is it 16?
What did I just say, everyone?
16.
Yes. Yeah. 16. Yeah.
16.
Okay, thank you.
Listen, Marcello.
Sorry. Thank you.
You tell him. Oh dear. Let me tell you, I think you've got to watch out for Marcello. Okay. So, any other questions? No.
Millie, are we supposed to be emailing the insurance details, the INS? There was something on your website saying that we had to email you details of the insurance policies we'd bought.
I tell you what's very useful is if you just plug into your MyLeap area. We're not interested in the INS, we're interested in the battle face policy number. And we don't really need it, because Chris will get it off you when you're in country, but it's a belts and braces exercise. Should you have an accident, we can't get hold of you, we can then act as next of kin and open up a case. Okay. Okie dokes.
Oh, sorry, Millie, just one last thing. So the 16 that have all confirmed, everyone's flying out of Heathrow on Saturday morning?
Correct.
Pretty much all of them on the same flight?
Correct.
Great.
Well, there's three coming from America. And actually, what we haven't told you is that those 3 coming, they're not actually coming from America, they're coming from Mexico. I'm plucking up the courage to actually ring them to say, would you like 30 people to come and stay with you in Mexico at the end of the program? But I haven't quite plucked up the courage yet. But I think I'm giving that job to Zoe this afternoon. She seems to know them the best. But, you know, there's a brother and sister and a cousin that all live there. So let's see what happens with that one. Okay. So, so there we go. And I will keep you informed. I'm going to send you that information this afternoon, and then on Monday I will, and every day next week, you know, when it's applicable, keep sending you the updated team lists so you all know where you're at. Okay? But with your admin, don't start changing any flights just yet. Okay? Don't do anything yet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Don't worry about it. We've got this.
Thank you.
Right, thanks, Millie. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.